Hello, I am Officer Alexandra Parker with the Austin Police Department Public Information's Office. With me I have Division Chief Smith with the Austin Fire Department. At approximately 10:53 p.m., 911 received reports of a house fire in the 9,000 block of Meridian Oaks Lane. We also received information that there was possibly someone trapped inside. At approximately 11 p.m., AFD and APD personnel arrived on scene, and on-scene resources were used to ensure the fire was completely put out. AFD located a male in his 30s with obvious signs of trauma incompatible with life inside the residence. Unfortunately, the male was pronounced deceased on scene at approximately 11:08 p.m. This unfortunate incident is being investigated by arson investigators and homicide detectives who are currently on scene investigating and speaking with witnesses. At this time, we do believe that this is an isolated incident and there is no known threat to the general public. However, as always, we remind the public to remain vigilant. We also ask that anyone with information please call in to the APD homicide tip line at 512-477-3588. This is being investigated as Austin's 18th homicide of the year. I can take any of your questions at this time.
Can you tell us what kind of trauma was?
Sure. So at this point, it's still too early to tell. Detectives actually have not even been able to go inside the scene yet. We're waiting on warrants and things of that nature before we do that. So I'm not sure the extent of trauma yet.
And the body was found inside the house?
Correct.
And so did they observe it? Or in the process of fighting the fire?
Correct. So in the process of making sure that the fire was completely out, they cleared the residence as well to attempt to help anyone inside. However, unfortunately, this gentleman who was inside the residence was obviously no longer with us.
And so it's pretty obvious that there was, to treat it like as a homicide, then there was obvious signs that it
Sure.
was a homicide?
So what we know at this time is that it is unusual, right? There are some signs that say that something obviously caused the fire. We don't know what that something is yet. Again, the male is in his 30s, and so those two things combined, we just want to work with arson investigators and homicide detectives to ensure that we get answers for the family and determine whether or not this was a sad accident or if something else occurred.
Was anybody else in the home at the time of the fire?
Yes, we do know that there was at least one other individual in the residence, and that person is the one who called into 911. He's speaking with investigators, and he is okay.
Is that person in custody, under arrest?
No, not in custody. We just believe that he's a witness to kind of some of the aftermath of this, whatever has occurred today.
So things that he said might have led to believe that it's a homicide as well.
It's too early for us to know. Yeah, he's speaking with detectives as you and I speak.
And are they looking for any other suspects or anybody else?
Sure. So at this time, we don't know. We don't know if there's another suspect involved. Hopefully by the time they are able to go in and start processing the scene, and with whatever information they gain from the witness, we'll be able to determine if there's someone else that is involved or not.
And in this situation with defensive fire techniques, I mean, like, how important is it to get in there and get all the evidence now because of everything that they use to put out the fire?
Sure. So right now the scene is being preserved, and I do not believe that they have a fear of, like, the time it takes for them to get a search warrant losing any important evidence. But as you can see, we still have crime scene tape up. No one is allowed in the residence or in the area, so we're doing everything we can to preserve the scene so that, again, we can try and get answers for this person's family. Appreciate.
Is there any evidence yet that it was arson?
So I can't say for sure that there's evidence of that yet because they haven't actually processed the scene. Now, again, arson investigators are here because there was someone found deceased in the residence, and because there was a fire. So that's the next step in the investigation, is to determine, was there a fire that was intentionally set, and who set the fire if that's the case. So we're still early on in the investigation.
And was trauma to the body because of the fire, or was there other trauma?
I can't say. I'm not sure yet. Thank you guys. I appreciate your time.